Good morning. Today we will hold a HELP committee hearing on the ongoing damage caused by the Dobbs decision, which Republicans in the Senate enabled and cheered, and the cruel Republican abortion bans that have now been passed in state after state over the past 2 years. As we will hear, the chaos, the fear, the heartbreak caused by extreme Republican abortion bans has only grown with each passing day. And we would like to say to any Republicans who are still in denial, this issue is not going away. It is the furthest thing from being settled. Women are not going to forget about the horrors they have been put through, and they're not going to accept a status quo where politicians control their most personal medical decisions. And we've seen that several times already. Every time abortion rights have been on the ballot over the past 2 years, abortion rights have won. That message here is clear, it is unambiguous, and we are going to make sure that Republicans do not ignore it. I hope Republicans will come today and listen to the testimonies of our witnesses. I hope they will truly take to heart the stories of women and providers whose lives have been turned upside down and irrevocably harmed by the abortion bans they championed and cleared the way for. The Senate Democrats are going to keep lifting up the voices of women who are bravely sharing their stories. We will keep shining a spotlight on the lives that have been wrecked by cruel Republican abortion bans, and Democrats will not rest until we restore abortion rights for all Americans by passing the Women's Health Protection Act. With that, let me turn it over to Senator Hassan.
Well, thank you, Senator Murray, and good morning, everybody. By overturning Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court took away a fundamental freedom for millions of Americans. And during the past few years, there's been a really concerted effort to ban abortion all across our country, including in my home state of New Hampshire. Tens of millions of American women now live in states where abortion is banned. Some of these bans have criminal penalties, both for women seeking an abortion and for their doctors who are providing critical care. We know that efforts to deny a woman's fundamental freedom won't stop there. The next move is to ban abortion nationwide. For those who suggest that these fears are unfounded, I would remind you that we were told that overturning Roe would never happen. But that's exactly what Supreme Court justices appointed by former President Trump did. So this is a really perilous moment. What is at stake is whether or not women will continue to be free and equal citizens in the United States of America. Whether we believe that the Declaration of Independence promised that we're all created equal, which means equally able to make our own critical personal health care decisions, whether that includes our daughters as well. The world's greatest democracy cannot let the women of America become second-class citizens. We need to be clear-eyed about the dangers of this moment, speak out, and continue to do everything we can to safeguard freedom for America's women. And thank you. I'll now turn it over to Senator Smith.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks to Senator Murray and to Senator Hassan for your leadership and your fight on this issue. So today, 1 in 3 women of childbearing age in this country live in states with a Trump Republican abortion ban. And every day we are confronted with the grave consequences that this has, that overturning Roe has had for Americans across the country. We're going to be hearing about some of these stories today in the HELP Committee. These are stories of women in situations that they never could have imagined that they would have to face. Women trying to get reproductive health care and then being turned away, sometimes until their condition is life-threatening. Doctors that are trying to provide the health care that they know is best for their patients, but they can't for fear of prosecution. The reality is that the Dobbs decision has thrown women's health care into chaos. And we need to remember that this chaos didn't just happen. It happened because Trump and his Republican Party did not trust women. They believe at their core that politicians and judges should have the power to make decisions for women whose lives and stories they'll never know. Trump and Republicans in the Senate and the judges that they appointed are responsible for overturning Roe, and they are responsible for the cruelty and the chaos that has ensued since. They are responsible for the fact that 1 in 3 women of childbearing age can't make their own personal health care decisions. You know, when I worked at Planned Parenthood, I realized, I saw every single day women walk through the doors of our clinic for an unplanned pregnancy, for access to contraception, for whatever reason they walked through those doors. It wasn't political, it was personal. American women do not want any of us making their decisions for them about their bodies and their lives and their families. And to those of you, to those of our Republican colleagues who are going to be at the committee hearing today, who are working to strip away these freedoms, I ask you to ask yourself, why do you think that you know better than these women whose lives and stories you will never know? This is a matter of personal freedom and autonomy. It's about respect for people and their capacity to make their own decisions. And as Senator Murray said, this is not something that women are just going to get over or forget about. It is about their lives and about their daughters' lives. Fundamental reality here is that Democrats trust women, and that this week we will be showing America that women can trust us to defend their rights and their freedom to make choices about their own health care and their own bodies and their own lives.
Thank you. With that, we'll take a couple questions and then we're going to head to the hearing. Yes. I have not heard anything from Republicans in general. We are taking up the women's right to contraception tomorrow. There will be a vote on the floor. We'll hear from them then.
Do you think that this strategy is effective to put up these bills that likely won't pass?
Well, you don't pass anything that you don't try to pass. We're going to put it up on the floor, and we're going to hope that it will pass. And I believe that the American people want to know what's at stake here and what we're fighting for. Certainly access to contraception, certainly to the Women's Health Protective Act. These are things that we are putting up and working to try and get passed. Others? All right. Thank you all very much.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.